Hey, what is going on, everyone, and welcome to another baby account roundup. So it's been about 3 weeks since I've done an update to my Boilon 8.9 account, so I think it's about time we do that. We're also well into our patch 5.5 way. I think there's probably only about a week or two left before we get into patch 5.6 anyway, so I think now is a very appropriate time to do so. I forget what level I left off, but there hasn't been a whole lot of change to my account. That's why I kind of waited 3 weeks rather than 2. But now that I'm level 64, I do have real-time arena unlocked, and we're going to be talking about that and what I'm doing with regards to that, because the only thing better than RTA once is doing RTA twice. Am I right, or am I right? No, it's terrible, but we're going to talk about that anyways. And now that we're kind of, again, in our Secret Avengers patch, I want to talk about what I'm doing with this patch's characters, or not doing, in some cases, with them, and what my plans are, and going forward, what I'm doing right now with my roster, who I'm farming up, and what I'm getting ready for. So, without further ado, guys, let's get this show started. Okay, and so we're going to get things started off here with the real-time arena screen. Now, I did just unlock this a couple of days ago, I think about maybe 3 or 4 days ago, so unfortunately I'm not going to get through the majority of the section of the RTA pass that I would like to get to. If you guys follow my normal content on my channel, then you would know that I kind of recommend people to go up to level 64 for real-time arena, because that's where you get all of the shards for. If you really hate real-time arena, at least get to level 64, because that's where you're going to get all of the character shards up at 64 here, at least free to play anyway. So let's scroll over and take a look here. I know there's a lot of other stuff in here, but once you get to level 64 and you get this payout of, in this case, 10 bishop shards, you know, that's the end. Now, for most newer players, I would recommend doing as much as you can anyways, because it doesn't hurt to get some of these extra stuff if you can stomach playing it. And like I said, you know, I'm having to do it twice, not only on my main account, but on this account, so I don't know, sometimes I try to bring up 2 instances of BlueStack so I can like do both simultaneously, but yeah, it is a pain in the ass. I'm currently at level 15, so I don't know how far I'm going to be able to get to. I forget how much you can actually get per week, but I might be able to get to like the 40-ish range before it rolls over to the next pass, so I'll try to get as much done as I possibly can. But yeah, it's not a lot of fun. What I have been doing though, sorry, I was going to say battle. So the characters that I have been using, and these are the characters that I've been using for a good chunk of my account, for this Boilon 89 account, is basically Kess Watch, or as much of Kess Watch as I possibly can. Phyla-vell is banned right now, but basically Nebula, Kestrel, Gamora, Moondragon, and I'm using Yo-Yo. So, Yo-Yo is a character that I've developed a fair bit. She's been kind of helpful as a global character as well, for getting me through the ISO 8 campaign when that unlocked. But Yo-Yo, because none of these characters are protectors, so she does apply that offense down. So as far as early RTA goes, you know, for this kind of team power, it actually helps a lot. And this actually, I don't know if I've lost, actually, yet. I've been coming up against, and maybe I'm coming up against kind of average players, so they're not as streamlined in their roster as I am, so I am winning a lot of this, so it makes things a little bit easier when it comes to getting my objectives done. Right now, you can see the objectives don't actually line up, so if you look at my weekly objectives, it's 4 days and 5 hours left, but if you subtract that from the 8 days, 5 hours left, that gets 4 days, so the weekly objectives started when I unlocked RTA. So it's been about 3 days since I've had RTA unlocked. And yeah, it doesn't line up with the time. So I guess even though it's going to say 7 days on the next weekly, I'm only actually going to have 4 days left of the pass. So I'm going to have to kind of speed through it, try to get them done as quickly as I possibly can to get as much XP as I possibly can in this pass until it rolls over, and it should be more balanced. You know, I'll be back to 28 days and all that like the normal passes. But that's what happens when you unlock RTA midway through the progress of the pass. So do keep that in mind. If you're someone in the 60s, coming up to level 64, 64 is when you unlock RTA. Now, we're going to be unlocking Dark Dimension 1 at level 65, but we know the restrictions for Dark Dimension 1 is level 65, gear tier 12, I think, but you also need 6-star, and the only character, I think, in my roster that I have at 6-star is Gamora. And now I'm working on her quite a bit. If you watch my store guide video, you know, I do recommend getting as much Gamora shards as you possibly can, because she's awesome and crazy, and, you know, do that. So I do plan on getting her a 7-star eventually. But as far as star ranks, can I sort by star rank? I think I can. I don't think anyone else comes anywhere close to this. Gamora, but outside the hearts that I have here, I have a lot of those. Electro at 5, but that's not going to do me any good. Black Widow at 5, Hawkeye at 5. Wolverine, Swarm, all these at 5, Hulk at 5, but none of them are really all that helpful. So I don't know. I don't think Gamora is going to be able to solo things. I'm going to need to have someone else. I don't know who. Usually people end up completing Dark Dimension 2 before they complete Dark Dimension 1, because the requirement for 2 is just level 70 and gear tier 13. And you don't need a specific star level, so that makes it you know, incredibly easier to do that. But going back to the, and let's kind of go back to the default filter here. So yeah, I've just been really lazy about recruiting these characters. I don't really need them right now, so I've been so lazy. I just leave them there. But in terms of the top characters that I am building, it's basically this top shelf here. So you can see that I'm still running Keswatch, 4-Watch, Kestrel, whatever you want to call them. They are still the best, and they're 5-6 birds with one stone. So that's my arena team. That's going to be my Dark Dimension 2 team. It's going to be my Dark Dimension 3 Cosmic, 4 Cosmic. You know, I plan on using this a lot. I'm raiding with them. Unfortunately, we're in the Gamma raid, which absolutely sucks for new players. Gamma is very new player unfriendly. I wouldn't worry about Gamma too much if you're kind of having issues with it right now. You know, a lot of people do until you widen out your roster. But for Alpha and Beta, I'm having the time of my life. AK, it's pretty easy running Keswatch for Alpha Cosmic, and then Beta Skill and Tech, because the majority of them are Skill and Tech, with the exception of phyla-vell. So Gamora, Kestrel, Moondragon, and Nebula are all Skill and Tech. And then I usually put in Zemo or Minerva, as usually Zemo actually, as a fill-in for that, so that makes it pretty easy as well. So yeah, it hasn't been too difficult, which is really nice. On the other side of things, though, in terms of other characters that I am using, from time to time, Silver Surfer, Yo-Yo, Zemo was very helpful in the Villains campaign, so definitely a character that I recommend raising up. Minerva, I've not actually been using her as frequently as I've needed to. I think I did still use her in the Villains campaign, but I kind of thought that I would make more use out of her than I am. I'm not even sure if she's going to make it as part of my Dark Dimension 2 team, because I'm probably going to throw in Ghost. Or just use Keswatch, which is a 5-man team, and I might see how that goes. I don't even know if I need Ghost. I will need Ghost for Dark Dimension 3 Global, but I don't know if I'll need her for Dark Dimension 2, so I haven't quite decided on that part. So I don't know if I would have raised Minerva as highly, knowing what I know now, because I think she's slowly sliding off, and I might do a separate video on Minerva alone. Hela, she's been really helpful for, I think I got a really lucky pull on this. I unlocked her, I believe it was like a 50 shard premium orb pull, or maybe it was a mega orb pull, I don't know. So I got kind of lucky on this. But where she is useful is the, not so much the Cosmic, because again, I've been using Keswatch, but the Mystic campaign. So there's not a lot of important characters in the Mystic campaign anymore, in my opinion, but it's still that she's kind of helpful. She's good to have for now, but I don't know if I'll be, you know, obviously I haven't maxed her out to what I can get her right now, so I don't know how much further I'm going to be taking her. I suspect next patch is going to be a Mystic patch, so I'm kind of holding off a little bit from over-investing in Hela, because I don't know how much she's going to hold up, and I only have a 2-star. So basically, yeah, you can see how here things drop off dramatically in terms of my investment once you get past sort of these 10 characters. But for what I've needed to do, you know, it's been more than enough. Now let's talk about Secret Avengers and the characters from this patch. So I'm slowly building up Sharon Carter, who I did get to 4 yellow stars so far. I don't think I'm going to get much higher than this. We have 2 days left in the event. But, you know, I am slowly building her, getting her ability levels up, getting her gear up. I don't need to use her in raids, because, again, I'm using Keswatch quite a bit for this, and so I don't know where she's going to fit in necessarily. I think when I get higher level to around the 75 mark, once I get towards Dark Dimension 3, I think I'm going to move towards a Secret Avengers global skill kind of team, so that's where I'll probably use Sharon Carter there. But one character that I did want to point out, again, I don't have him unlocked yet, Cap Sam. He is in the Strike Pass, as you know, right now, and as soon as I get him unlocked, I'm going to be putting a lot of resources into him. He is a crazy good early game, all-around character. His stats, his base stats, are pretty crazy for even like at a 2 yellow, 2 red level. So, you know, he's a really good character. So as soon as you do unlock him, free to play or otherwise, you know, do put gear in just Cap Sam. I plan on doing it right away as soon as I get him unlocked. I did pull a couple of Cap Sam orbs. That's why the shard levels are a bit janky here, 32 out of 45. So I should get him unlocked in the next week or so. I just need to get 15 more shards, I guess. I think there's one more 5 and then one more 10, and then I'll get him unlocked. And then what's good about him is not only, again, global skill. So I won't be putting him into my Dark Dimension 2 team probably, but 3 global going forward and Dark Dimension global going forward. He is an Avenger character, and this is actually really important when we start to talk about the campaigns. Same with the rest of the Secret Avengers, because they all double for regular Avengers, and Maria Hill does with the shield tag as well. So I'm going to talk about a little bit when we talked about the campaigns coming up, the way and what I'm preparing for. These are the characters that the hearts here, the characters that I am currently slowly putting levels into, because I know that eventually I'm probably going to need to use them. So Kitty Pryde, X-23, this is mainly for Doc Ock, but also we're going to talk about Nexus 8-7 to 8-9, even though we're not there yet. She is an X-Men tagged character, because I was looking at what kind of X-Men characters I need to use for that. Beast for the Astonishing X-Men, Longshot and Shatterstar because of X-Factor, Deadpool because of the X-Force and the unlock for Doc Ock, and also he is a Merc for the Flash event. Taskmaster also because he's a Merc for the Flash event, and a slightly better character than the other choices, and he's farmable now. Iceman, again, Astonishing X-Men, Ghost, well, I talked about Dark Dimension stuff, so I think I'm going to need to raise her a little bit more. Killmonger, again, he triples for Flash events, so Payday, the Back to Boot Camp, and Chaos Theory, so very useful there. And these are just the main ones that I'm running up here above, like I talked about earlier. So the rest, this is my roster here. There's Polaris probably needs a little bit more investment, but other than that, you know, I'm not really putting too much into certain characters. I'm being very cautious, just making sure that the characters that I want to have raised are raised. And I don't want to put too much resources into ones that I don't think is going to have a whole lot of use. So there's a bunch of characters just sitting around not doing much, and I have a lot of them unlocked. Actually, Yellow Jacket, great, we got 3-star. So that'll be nice. But yeah, the rest of them, nothing I really need at this point in time. I have a good chunk of the cast unlocked, but there's still some that I haven't unlocked. Nothing super important. We need to get towards Negasonic eventually at some point because of Doc Ock that I still want to unlock one day on this account. Bishop, unfortunately, I missed the majority of that RTA pass, so yeah, he is someone that I'm going to need to get towards eventually, whenever he becomes available. Multiple Man, same thing there. And we're going to be talking about this more specifically, and the rest of them are just characters that I, legendaries or characters that I don't really need at this moment in time. So let's talk about campaigns, but specifically I want to talk about Hero 7, Villain 7, and Nexus 8. And this is my plan going forward. These are the level 70 campaigns. Now, it's probably about a month off still from me before I get there or so. I think I'm getting a level every 5 days, but I can't really remember. So we need city characters. Now, I can't actually look at the characters that I have, but it's not very great. So you basically just need to clear Hero 7-1, and then that unlocks Villain 7-1, and then you need to clear Villain 7-1 to unlock Nexus 8, which is my main priority. So even though there are other characters that are useful in here, it's not a super big priority. If you watch my Legendaries video, I'm actually not super in a hurry to get hella farmable because I actually plan on skipping Black Bolt's unlock on this account. I don't think it's super important. Fight me on that one. But in terms of his usability now, for a newer player account, I don't think it's a huge deal. But what is a big deal is getting towards Nexus 8, because eventually that's going to unlock Do More, and that is very important. So that's kind of the characters that I'm thinking about with regards to going forward and what I need to raise. So lucky for me, or for all of us, is that Nexus 8-1 to 8-3 has no restrictions, so that's fine. 8-4 to 8-6, Kree, Guardian, and Asgardian. Now what's great about that, phyla-vell, Gamora, I guess you can use Minerva there as well. And as Guardians, if you do have Hela unlocked, that's fine. Thor, there's some workable characters there. And, I mean, obviously, Gamora and phyla-vell is going to make the biggest difference here. Now, moving into 8-7 to 8-9, this is the Thanos node unlocked, but obviously you need to clear 8-9 in order to unlock Do More. It's S.H.I.E.L.D., Brotherhood, and X-Men. So what you could use here is you could use Maria Hill, because she does have a shield tag. Now, unfortunately, she is a 100 shard Blitz unlock, which is starting very, very soon. And the other characters are X-Men. I wouldn't really recommend using any Brotherhood characters for newer players, but for X-Men characters, that's why a lot of my characters in my roster are starred that are X-Men. So we had Beast, where are they up at the top here? We had Kitty Pryde, X-23, Beast, Iceman, and that's 4 right there. And Shield, I don't know. We'll see if I get Maria Hill unlocked. If I do, I'll use her. But Yo-Yo is also an option, but she will clash with Kitty Pryde, so I'll have to see about that. But what I plan to do, maybe I'll dump Kitty Pryde and use Yo-Yo, because that's probably better, actually, because she has the shield tag. Anyways, unfortunately, Kestrel does not have the shield tag. Maybe one day, but maybe that's exactly why they don't, because they want to encourage wider growth. Otherwise, Kestrel will clear a lot of things that require shield characters. So that's my plan for just now. That's what I'm doing at the moment, and kind of getting ready for level 70 because of the campaigns that will unlock then. You know, I'm just kind of going through the motions here. Luckily, now I am getting through all of hard mode for all the campaign events at the moment here, so we cleared all the way to 1-9 on the hard mode for Conspiracy Theories for Sharon Carter. That's great there. Not doing much else super fantastic, not really going for many of the legendaries. Arena is staying solid. I'm under 100, so that's good. I don't do all 5 of my attacks, so I might be able to get under 50, but for the moment, this is where I'm sitting at, and that's great. I still use Keswatch. This is the best team. They literally do everything that you need for a new account. Now, if you are behind me and you didn't get a chance to unlock Moondragon or phyla-vell, I still recommend, or Kestrel for that matter, I still recommend getting Gamora and Nebula out, and then you can kind of use other characters if you need to, something like Minerva, Yo-Yo, other farmable character, Baron Zemo, other characters who are farmable and available at the moment. But yeah, this is the best team that you can use, and will continue to be this way, I suspect, for some time. So as boring as it is, they've kind of done a lot for me. They've just done everything. Arena, Dark Dimensions coming up, campaigns, raids, they do everything, and it's crazy. This is the only team that I can think of that has really cleared and ticked like so many boxes in one go. Even Black Order, when they came out, which was the arena meta at the time, you know, like more recently, you know, they didn't tick this many boxes, but Infinity Watch or Keswatch, it's crazy. So that's all that's going on with me, guys. I just wanted to give a quick update. Blitzes are going okay, by the way. You know, it can only, I have 15 save squads. I really only do like my top 5. Really, if I'm trying to go top 6, if I'm trying to go hard for points. Other than that, 2 million is not a lot. You know, I might be able to, this is ending soon, so I might be able to get like 2.5 million. But realistically, it's not great. So that's the biggest problem with new accounts, especially post level 60, is getting thrown into the veteran shard blitz. Not a lot of fun because the payout's not going to be good. I might be lucky to get a 25 shard payout, but I don't think I'm going to unlock Maria Hill because I would need to get at least 45 shards once, and that's not happening. So unfortunately, that's where we're at with regards to Blitz. It's not new player friendly at all. So that's everything, guys. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you've been following my baby account's progress, and this is the 3-month mark. So we'll hopefully get out another video in about 2 or 3 weeks time. And my guess is by then we'll be into the next patch. So we'll have some more things to talk about with regards to what I think, how useful they are for new players. So thanks everyone for watching. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.